We've got the year in pixels and genre tracker. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning 7 times than winning the lottery. But this is another like mystery thriller where this bookshelf becomes my TBR. So here are the books that I have access to. I have access to so many books. Like, that's so freaking awesome. I'm so happy about that. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing, as you can tell by the title, a bunch of bookish things. And this might take place in a day. It might take place in a week. We don't know, but we're just gonna roll with it. What we plan on doing today, I'm going to be, I was gonna say reading an arc, which is like my first time ever having something like that, but it's gonna be continuing or like finishing. So I'm almost halfway through one right now, and I'll explain that whole thing because if you want to get on board with where I'm getting arcs, then stay tuned. So I'm gonna share it with you. Second, I want to reorganize my bookshelves, and I'll explain a little more when we do it, but I'm switching things around because we need to, and like I said, I'll show you why in a little bit. 3, I need to catch up on my reading journal. I have four or five books that I need to fill in on top of finishing out last month's spread and starting the next one and then adding the stickers. So like I have probably 6 or 7 videos to film, and whether we do all of them, I don't know, but I'm gonna do several at least. Bring you along while I edit some bookish videos, whether it be book talks or like BookTube, but we're gonna do some editing. We're going to apply for some more arcs, and that'll be like where I show you how you can do it too, and it's like super easy and fun and awesome. I'm going to work on my new blog that I just started. I haven't posted anything like out yet, but I'm trying to get it set up, like have at least 5 blog posts up before I start like promoting it, but I'm so excited about that. And then last but not least, if we have time and if we want, we might color and do some audiobook. I don't know. But today, this is going to be cozy AF, I'm hoping, because this morning it was storming, then it was just kind of raining, then it got sunny, which is a little sunny now, but then it's supposed to rain some more. So it's supposed to be like a really cozy day, which I'm very excited. We're going to do everything we can. So the book I'm reading is an ebook. If I don't get approved by the time I'm doing this video for the audiobook, then we're gonna do a different one that's an audiobook while I maybe do some chores, color, you know, stuff like that. So I'm very excited. I hope you are too. And let's get into some bookish fun stuff. Okay, my air is really loud in the background, and this boy, he's wanting me to throw his ball. It felt like it took me all day to update the journal, but we're finally here. It's much later than it was this morning, but I'm gonna give you a little walkthrough of my journal, of what I updated. And I'm gonna do like a whole journal walkthrough at the end of the year. I think that'll be fun. This journal is really cool. I will link it below, and they have a new like updated version coming out this year. You can still get these, but I'm gonna get one of the updated ones. I think they're released in October. I'm so excited. but I'll have it linked below if you're interested. So on this page is just like a empty bookshelf that you can fill in, do whatever you want with it. I used it to kind of make it my physical TBR, and then when I finish it, I like outline the color of the book. It's sporadic, so like I just filled that in. I think I had 5 books that I did this update on, so this won't be filled out the rest of the year because I'm on a book buying ban. So what is filled out now is how it's going to be unless I get free books. So the next page I filled in was this reading tracker page, which I am now up to 48 books, and my goal for the year is 52. So I'm so excited because I'm obviously reaching that goal, and I'm really curious how many books I'm actually going to have read this year. So we have a duology and trilogy tracker, which I didn't fill anything in for that today, but we do also have a series tracker, and that one I updated it with Ruin on the Slay series and the Prince of Sin series for Throne of the Fallen. I had the trope tracker, so I put in, let's see, Ruin was a forced proximity and a slow burn and enemies to lovers, oh, and forbidden love. It had a lot of tropes in it. And then Throne of the Fallen was slow burn, forbidden love, and enemies to lovers. I also have this to be read, so it's like a TBR list, but this I use for just books in general that I want to read. And then if I have it written down and I read it, I mark through it, which I ran out of space on this. I'm going to kind of strategically do this page better in my next year's journal, but it's whatever. I'm going to change a few things on how I do this next year. We've got the year in pixels and genre tracker. This is just, I track how many pages I read, and I'm going to change this next year too because I only have it up to 100, and I read more than 100 sometimes now, but that's all up to date. Then the genre tracker, it comes with stickers, but you could also write in if you want the genres that you want to do. But as you can tell, romance is definitely my most read genre. And then reading goal at a glance. See, my reading goal is 52. I am at 48. I just randomly color these in. I wish I had watched other people's videos because I now see that like you can color them in based on their rating, and I really like that. So I'm gonna do that next time. This one's just random. I finished August, so I updated my stats for August. So I read 10 books. August was my biggest reading month. So exciting. So 10 books, 3,342 pages, and the stars I have to change because they don't have them in halves, and I do a lot of halves. And 9.5 of the books were physical, and half a book was audio. Yeah. And then over here, I got to update the rainbow reading challenge. I put in a red and a pink, and then I got to finally fill out the last 2 of these stickers. The summer book, Sounds Like Love, and then the fall book, Throne of the Fallen. And over here, I actually finished a challenge in the reading tracker, which I'm so excited. Well, I guess that I finished a challenge there, and I finished one up here with my sprayed edge challenge. It was a 12 book challenge. You could pick it however you want. I made it be sprayed edges. I'm not going to be able to finish, like, to completely do the A to Z challenge because I don't have books that have all the letters, and I can't buy any more books this year. Same with the rainbow challenge. I can't finish because I don't have books in all those colors. Like, I have 2 green books. One is in a series I might be able to get to, and one is Credence, which I haven't read yet, and we're going to try to read. Let me know what you think about it. You either love it or hate it. There's no in between, so I'm very curious what I'm going to feel. So then there's the monthly recaps, and I finished out August. This is what August looks like. This is like the 10 books, the pages, the hours listened. I had to guesstimate on that one. The days that I read. My top 3 reads were Sounds Like Love, Perfect Marriage, and Una Out of Order. The genres read romance, mystery, thriller, romantasy, dark romance, horror. And then my favorite quote, it was from Sounds Like Love, and it's just gonna be them talking if there's other words in the actual book, but this is him talking first in the Sounds Like Love book. I'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who just want something from me. Are you scared that I do too? Yes, it scares me a lot, Bird, because you know more about me than anyone else. But what scares me the most is that I don't know what you want. So freaking cute. And so my favorite author of the month was Ashley Poston. This was the first Ashley Poston book I ever read, and I ate it up. When I get off my book by man, I'm going and buying up all her other books. Like, I'm so excited to read more from her. And these are all the books that I read. I'm so proud of myself for getting to 10. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Now, having the reading challenges I did in August definitely helped that. One was swapping screen time for reading time, which helped me read a lot, and same with the 24-hour reading challenge, but still, I'm super proud. Then on some of the book review pages that I already had filled out, I put in the covers of them. So I updated like the sticker covers, which I don't have it right here anymore, but it's the Kodak mini printer. I love it. The colors aren't perfect. It's an inkless printer, and I think all of the ones, like the HP Socket, I think it's called, and there's other Canon, I think, but I think they all are going to have some color issues because they're inkless, and but it's good enough for me. I like it. So I can show you an example. Like Red Queen and The Perfect Marriage here are white, but they came out kind of yellow. I don't really care. I'm not that picky. Hello? Why? Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey! That's awesome. Look at me. It better be. But I'm your fiance. Excited. I'm not. Whatever. Uh-huh. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning 7 times than winning the lottery. Yeah. I love you. Bye. That's the fiance. Okay, so the ones that I updated this time, I added in the Widow and the Rule of One sticker, and the Sounds Like Love, Red Queen, The Perfect Marriage, and the Island sticker. And then I filled out everything for Ruin, Little Disasters, Lessons in Chemistry, Throne of the Fallen, which were in my last reading vlog last week for the 24-hour reading challenge. So that's all up to date. Yay! So now I'm gonna read, because this book was on the slower side in the beginning, but oh my gosh, I'm loving it now. Let me get the cover pulled up. It's called The Island by Paul Finch. Let me see when it's supposed to come out. I don't even know. Let me see. Dude, it's coming out in September 2025. So this month, what date, man? Oh, published September 1st. So it's already published, but I got this a week or two ago. So I got it as an ARC, but it's officially already out September 6th while I'm filming this. So it came out a few days ago. But this is it. It is a mystery thriller horror book. If you have read The Island by Natasha Preston and you liked it, then you're going to love this because it's almost the same thing, but it is different. So like The Island by Natasha Preston follows teenagers, social media influencers who go to an island, and then it's like solitary island and there's a murderer loose. Same thing here, except the group of people are a bunch of like ex-cops basically. They're all cops who got discharged because they did bad things. Some people did time in prison, some just got fired, but they all were dirty cops. And this takes place in England, London, somewhere over there. And so that's one thing I have to say about it. It can be a little difficult to read at times because their lingo is very different than over here in the United States. And when you don't just hear them talking, I mean, when you hear them talking, sometimes it can still be hard to be like, wait, what did you mean? What? I know, but reading it can also be hard. So like they have certain words for things that I don't know what they mean. Just their slang is different than ours. But that's okay. Like it's fine. There's also an audiobook of this which I applied for and I haven't gotten approved yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. And I feel like that would be easier hearing them talk instead of like having to read it and figure it out on my own. But it was a little slow in the beginning. We're just kind of getting a little bit of backstory with our two main characters. We have one main character, but kind of two main. It's written in third person, which isn't my favorite, but I get that sometimes that's what the story needs and it works just fine. So the ex-cops, it's like a curated group of people that this one like billionaire intentionally got this group together, and he's bringing them to this island, and it's kind of like he's gonna try to fund them and help them get their lives back together because of the fact that they're disgracefully discharged cops or actual like convicts now. It's hard to have a life. You can't really do much because you're always looked at as a convict. So anyways, they come to this island which is very secluded. It doesn't have people yet. Like they have built, you know, like hotel and stuff like that, but there's only really the staff on the island, and it's such a small island that there aren't inhabitants. So anyways, they go and then people start dying, and so you have the whole mystery of like who's killing people and when's the next person gonna die, who's all gonna die, that kind of thing. So it's now getting really thrilling. The deaths are pretty gruesome. So that's why I'm calling it a horror book. And this is fun. This perfect, you know, spooky season, fall, you know, this is the best time for like scary stuff. So I'm really liking it so far. It was slow in the beginning, but I like it. So I have high hopes for this. I'm going to be reading that tonight. Hopefully finishing it. I'm like 60%. I don't have the physical book, which I'm sad about, but what I'm doing with this site, which I'll talk about more and a little bit later in this video. They give you either audiobooks or like ebooks, so you don't get the like actual book. But for me, what I'm going to be doing is when I read them, if I like them enough, then I'll buy the physical book as like a book trophy. But if not, then it's still a book I've read. I just don't need the trophy if I didn't love it. But I have a lot on here I'm very excited to get to. I'm hoping I can finish this one tonight, if not early tomorrow, and then start another one. But I don't know if that'll be in this video or not, but we'll see. Okay, so it's the next day and I finished The Island. So I made it to like 93% last night. I was just getting so tired and my eyes were getting so heavy. So I put it down and I finished it this morning. So my overall rating is a 3.5 star. So like it was not bad, but if you had like a pile full of thrillers in front of you, it probably wouldn't be one of the first ones I would recommend you go to. The reason I would say, one, if you've read, where is it? Here, you really see it, but The Island by Natasha Preston, this is like the same thing with a few things changed about it. And I loved The Island. That was such a good book. And this book, I have a couple things that like brought it lower for me, and one was that it does take place in England, like over there, which is great, but the thing is the author kept in a lot of the like UK spellings and slang and stuff, which I just don't know what everything means. Like they just have words for stuff that we don't use, and so I'm like, what? And when like things are spelled differently, it makes it it takes a little bit longer to get through a sentence when you're not fully sure what's being said. But I got used to it, okay? I got like, the more I got into it, I was able to just kind of go over some of the slang words that I don't know and just kind of put together what they mean, and that wasn't a big deal. But what did make it hard to follow along like the whole time, the names of these people. So like it's a bunch of people. I don't remember how many, but it might have been like 8 or more people that we're following, and that's a lot of people to learn their names and to remember whose backstory goes to what name. But also the fact that the author kept changing how he referred to them. So like sometimes he'd call them by their first name, sometimes he'd call them by their last name. And if you kept it all first names the whole time, it would still take me a minute to like figure out who's who. But the fact that it kept changing around, I'm like, I don't remember who's what, and that made me struggle. But aside from that, it was good. So like you're following these ex-cops that they're all from different like areas, but they all got discharged. Some even gone to prison because they did illegal stuff. I mean, ranging from all sorts of different things. And they were all brought together and kind of like recruited in this, like, I don't want to say not rehab, like this support group type of thing by this billionaire who nobody knows who he is, but basically he's trying to give them a second chance. He's gonna help pay for stuff for them, because when you have a background like that, you can't become a cop again, and to get any other kind of job, especially if you have a criminal record, is just nearly impossible. So he's like gonna help them. He's like, and so we're gonna all meet here for the first time on this island that hasn't been open to the public yet, but you're gonna get everything for free, kind of like an all-inclusive resort on the house. And so they all go, and lo and behold, there's a murderer on the loose, and everyone starts dying like one by one in these brutally gruesome ways, which if you are a horror fan, so fun. It's horrible, but it's just being a horror fan, which I am, and I much prefer reading a horror book than watching a horror film, just because I've gotten a little queasier when it comes to like watching that kind of stuff. But like hearing a story about it, I eat it up. Like it fascinates me. Just it's sick, and it fascinates me. It sounds so crazy to say that, but if you're a horror fan, then you'll understand what I mean. But yeah, so that's the story. It's a great story. It was slow to begin with just because it's not in a world I know. Again, we're in a different country and I don't understand everything that they're saying or talking about. And then it's a bunch of like cops, ex-cops kind of thing, which I have no ties to cops. Like in my life, I don't, you know, like a family member. So like that kind of stuff, I just wasn't really that interested. I was like, okay, whatever. But it did pick up and I did enjoy it. It's just the name thing made it really hard to follow. So sometimes you'd be talking about someone and say they found someone dead. Like, oh, that's so-and-so. And I'm like, who was that again? I don't remember. The only people I really remembered was the main character. There was like pretty much two main characters. Them I got down because we talked about them all the time. But everyone else, I'm like, wait, which one is that? That's my overall rating. It still was a good book and I enjoyed reading it. Now, I have headphones on because I am listening to an audiobook from this arc. It comes out soon. I don't have the date right here. I'll find out at some point, but it comes out soon. It's called The Secret at Number 7, and it is another British, like UK book. But I love the audiobook because like they have the UK accent, and I love accents. I love Australian and British, those are accents, love them. So I love listening to it, and it does make it easier, like when they're talking, you can gather more of what they're saying rather than reading it. It's a lot easier to listen to than to read. But this is another like mystery thriller, and it basically this girl lives in this one house, neighbors move in across the street, and she thinks the husband kills the wife, and so she's trying to, you know, figure out if that's the case, and if so, trying to make other people believe her. But of course she's kind of like the girl who cried wolf because she has anxiety and always like thinks the worst. So of course like when she tells her husband stuff, he's like, this is just you being you, your imagination's running wild, that kind of thing. I am on, honestly I have no idea what chapter I'm on, but I'm getting there, and I am really enjoying listening to it. I haven't like zoned out at all, which is great. I've gotten some dishes done, laundry, that kind of stuff. But now I'm going to rearrange the bookshelves, and as I do so, I'm going to listen some more. But let me tell you why I'm rearranging them and what the plan is, because I hope it works out decent. I mean, it's not a big deal. So if you've been in any other video you've watched any of my other videos, then you'll know my spine bookshelf over here is my TBR shelf. So books that I need to read, along with the TBR cart is also TBR books. And then books I've read are up here, minus I almost said Harry Potter. The Lord of the Rings shelf. I haven't read those yet. I want to, but I just have them. It's a decor thing, so I'm not putting them anywhere. But what I want to do, because if you notice, I am making quite the dent in my TBR. So now you can see the top of the shelf, which is just not cute. You know, it's not cute. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing a little switcheroo where this bookshelf becomes my TBR and that becomes what I have read, so I can have it like stacked full. And eventually, like right now I'm going to keep things in color order, which I know some people hate. And I'm sorry, because series will be separated. But when a series is finished, I will put them all together on the bookshelf. So like here I have the Fourth Wing books. I'm going to leave those here. I know the series isn't done, but as far as all the books that are out, I'm caught up. So I have my little Fourth Wing shrine right here. And I also have my Twilight shrine, but there are actually two books that I haven't read yet. The Midnight Sun and The Short Life of Tanner Bree. I think that's what they're called. I haven't read those yet. And so I'm going to put these books on this shelf and not have their own little shrine yet because I technically haven't finished the series, which is crazy. But then like, you know, like I have Shatter Me, I have Akatar, which I still haven't read the last book, but like once those are done, they will have their own spot and they'll all be together. So don't you worry. The series that are separated will not be separated forever, but that's what we're going to do because I think that'll make this fuller for longer. And my end goal would be this being a rainbow stack. So I want to keep this rainbow stack. I love it. But it to be just like standalone. So there's nothing separated. There's no series that are apart, that kind of stuff. One day if it can all be my romance books, that'd be great, but if not, just, you know, until then I want it to be standalones. But right now it's just gonna be everything that I've read because I'm still growing the collection. Okay, I know I have a lot of books, but I mean if you look at other booktubers, I've got nothing compared to them. So things are going to change many times throughout the season of being a reader, which will hopefully be forever. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to listen to this audiobook some more because according to the thing, there's like 5 hours and something left. And I'm listening in on 1.5 speed. So I would like to think I can get this book done today. But that would just mean I need to keep myself occupied with low brain power things so I can actually pay attention. But let's do the bookshelf. Do you like my mug? I'm obsessed. Got it from someone from TikTok. I'm gonna try to look up who they are so I can link them because this is just so freaking cute. Look at the little guys. The cutest thing ever. Anyways, so I'm gonna give you a little tour of my bookshelf in a minute, but right now I'm sitting and going to be working on the next book review. So I've written a book review on my blog, which is technically the official first post that I've posted on there. I'm not, like, as I said before, I'm not advertising it yet, but I posted that so that I could share that link with NetGalley, which is the place that I get these arcs from, so that I could like review the book for them. And I'm in the process of writing the second one because I finished that book yesterday that I started, The Secret at Number 7. Oh, I finished it in one day. So like the audiobook I think was 8 hours something long or so. I played it on 1.5 speed, so I finished it faster than that, but I just really wanted to finish it because it was so freaking good. So I binged it, but it was really good because rather than just like sitting down to read, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this on, and because I want to finish it, I want to do a bunch of stuff I can kind of mindlessly do while I listen to this audiobook. So I did laundry, a bunch of it, a bunch of dishes. I cooked my dog's food, which I cook his food, like I batch his food and it works for like 2 to 3 weeks or something. So I made his food. I cleaned around the house, like I did a bunch of stuff while listening to it. So that was super nice to be super productive, but then I finished the book. It was so good, guys. I rated it a 4-star, which I did not expect. So I don't remember what all I've already told you about the book, but this one also takes place in the UK, and having it in audiobook form was so nice. So like they just had their accents, which I've told you already, I love. And that also can make it easier when there's like jargon and stuff you don't fully know. I don't know, but that was really nice. I really enjoyed the narrators. There were 2. The story was just so good. Like there's twists and like multiple twists. It's so freaking good. Okay, not what I expected. I mean, not like far off from what I expected, but I wasn't really expecting much. Just, I don't know, I just wasn't. Obviously, I mean, I've never heard anything about it. It's not even out yet. So September 18th, 2025 is when this will be out. I do recommend getting it. If you want just like a fast-paced palate cleanser mystery thriller book, this is the one. If you're not a horror fan, this is not a horror book. There's a little few things that are graphic, but nothing like super intense. And I mean, like barely in the book. Okay, it is just so good. Nice little twists and turns. And there's a few times I was like, and I love when books can make me like react outside of my brain, like make my body actually react. That's just so fun. So I do highly recommend that book. Oh my gosh. So I'll talk really quick about where I get my books. I was gonna bring you along as I applied for new books, but I did that last night while I was listening to the audiobook and I forgot to film it. So we're not gonna be doing that together, but I still would like to show you the website, and then you can download these books to Kindle. I don't have a Kindle, so I just use their NetGalley app, which is the app that like shows you your bookshelf of the books that you have access to, and you can read or listen to them on there. So I'll just show you real quick my NetGalley. So here are the books that I have access to. I have access to so many books. Like, that's so freaking awesome. I'm so happy about that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm already reading another book. This is a really short book though, so I might get it done in this video as well, which how crazy would that be? Finishing 3 books in this little, like, it's not even a reading vlog. It's just a bookish vlog, and I might finish 3 books in it. So cool. So when you go on to their website, and this isn't sponsored. I would love if they sponsored me one day. That would be so cool. But this is not sponsored. This whole thing is free. So like you set up an account completely free. You never have to pay anything at all. So you come on here and you become a member, or you can be a publisher and author and put your books on here too, but you become a member and you set up a profile of the types of books that you like, the genre, stuff like that, and it can recommend stuff to you. You can also just go and find titles, is what that says. I could be doing a screen recording, but I'm lazy. So you just go find titles. There's audiobook section, there's the recently added books, which I go and look at that every few days, and then there's most requested books, so a lot of the more popular books. I mean, like this one's on here. And Back to You, it's the sequel to First Time Caller, which I haven't read yet, but I really want to read. I've heard such good things about it. And there have been like Geneva Rose Geneva Rose books on here. This book, I got denied for it, unfortunately, probably because they're more picky because it's popular. But the Gingerbread Bakery, I got declined, but it's okay. I'm sure like as I read books and actually show that I am reviewing them, because this was when I first got on it, then maybe they'll be like, oh, they actually do review and stuff like that. Okay, I'll accept you when they're more popular like this. Like The Perfect Marriage, The Perfect Divorce, they were on here before. I saw that they used to be on here, and like that's crazy. And so let me show you the one I'm reading now. It just looked, I don't know if it's a fall book. I don't think it is, but it just, the cover looks so cozy and fall-ish that I just start reading it, and it's such a short book. It's like 187 pages, I think, which is why I think I'll be able to finish it in this video. Ooh, I have some more I gotta prove for. Okay. Like, this is one I'm excited. This is gonna be a Christmas read, obviously, but I just want to show you big neck energy. That's gonna be fun. That might be really stupid, but I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. So the one I'm reading now, come on, here it is. It's called Steeped in Secrets by Ruby Dumelo. It is already out. It came out on the 1st of September. Look at the cover. It is so freaking cute. Okay, it is fall. Look, there's pumpkins. Oh my gosh, so freaking cute. It's short too, so I am very excited. I'm gonna be finishing this ASAP, and then I want to buy the book. I can't yet. I'm on a book buying ban, but like, that's gonna be in my cart so I can have a physical copy of it because it is so freaking cute. I'm already on chapter 7. It's so cute. It's just like a fast pace. I haven't read like a cute little romance in a while, it feels like. I think the last one I read was Sounds Like Love, and that was a few videos ago. The rest have not been cutesy little love stories, like cutesy little romances. So I'm so excited to finally have a cutesy little romance. And this looks like it's gonna be, looks like it's gonna be a series because it says Bowen Nights, which this is taking place in a town called Bowen. So Bowen Nights #1. It looks like there's gonna be more, which would be so freaking cute. Okay, anyways, I'll tell you more about that when I read it, but right now I'm going to finish my review of The Secret at #7 and post that. I'm so excited just that I'm doing this. Like, this is fun. I haven't written in a blog in such a long time. I used to have a blog back in 2017, 2018. Loved it. It started gaining traction and I just let it fall off. I had other things distracting me, like a terrible marriage that I was in. So it's been a while since I wrote on a blog, but like after I started going yesterday, I was like, I remember like I love writing, like it's fun. So we're gonna get into that. I'll let you sit with me for a few minutes and then we'll do something else. Okay, it is a different day. Hi, good morning, good afternoon actually. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a tour of the new bookshelves now. All right, I don't know how best to do this so you can see everything. So over here, it used to be the TBR shelf. Well, you wanna help? You want a tour too? Now I'm going to have this be the books that I have already read. I think I explained this to you already. So this is how it's looking. Obviously it also doesn't fill the whole thing, but this is going to be growing while the TBR, the physical TBR, should be shrinking. So I don't think it'll take long for this to be better. So over here, come here. Let's start at the bottom. So I got pretty much all the TBR books are on the lower half of this shelf, along with there's still several on my book cart. Nothing on that changed, so I don't need to review it. It's just the next books and series I'm in the middle of, and then the first books of series I haven't started yet. That's what the book cart is. So over here, what the heck? I put this in here. Why? I read this. Okay. Oops, that was a mistake. I'll fix that in a minute. You know, from dark to light, blah, blah, blah. Nothing really much to explain. Just this is, you know, changed. Up here, this is also part of the TBR down there. I have my little Funko that my fiance gave me. It's supposed to be me. How cute. Holding the book and everything. Love it. And then over here is the Lord of the Rings shrine. Like I said before, I haven't read these. I plan on reading them, but I have this little Gandalf Funko Pop is my fiance's. He's a huge fan. He's also now a huge golfer. So this is a little golf ball that I colored for him. It's crap, but I also am obsessed with it. It's, you know, the eye, if you don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. And then Up here we have my little fourth ring shrine, and I'm gonna be getting more editions of these, like hardcore. There's gonna be a whole thing. But anyways, these are books I have read, but they're my sprayed edge collection, so I didn't want to put them on that shelf. And there was room here, so I'm just leaving them here. There's one over here because it's growing, it's starting to expand, which I'm so happy about. And this, my little bunny Lulu, I know, what are they called? Those ugly as sin, scary looking Labubu's. No, but Bunny Lulus, they're really cute. They are super soft and just amazing. So I have him sitting up here because, you know, we're not going to look at the top right now, okay? Hopefully I'll be decorating that for autumn, you know, if I have my supplies. But it's a mess right now because it's just like the stuff that won't fit down here I have shoved up there. So there's the new bookshelves. I really like it. I really like looking at it. You're on the cord, man. Stop. Don't chew on the cord. He's being bad. I really like looking at it. Stop barking. Because it's different and... Okay, moving on. This little nut job. Stop barking! Hi, okay, I'm ending the vlog here. I was gonna do some like book mail and stuff, but it didn't end up coming in, and I'm already late with this upload. And I look like crap, I know. I've got my oil mask in my hair, and I'm not messing with contacts today because I feel a sty coming on this eye. It hurts, and so I'm not gonna mess with it. So that's why I look like a toad. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this doing bookish things video. I wish it was a little more exciting. I want to go book shopping so bad, but I can't do that till like next year. Stay tuned because next week is going to be a cozy fall reading vlog, and I'm very excited. I'm in the middle of filming that right now, finding some good fall reads, and I'm just so stay tuned for that. Be sure to leave a leaf emoji down in the comments if you made it this far so that I know you're a real one. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.